Dude, this show's amazing. You're awesome in it.
Oh, you're very kind. I agree with you that it is a remarkable television show. It's like, you know, it's a writing. I mean, when I got the script, I was like, I didn't trust myself.
What do you mean?
Well, that it was I'd been working on a Chicago Med for 7 years happily.
Yes.
And it was the only job I needed, only job I wanted. Mm-hmm. All the kids were doing, like, you know, what's my hiatus movie going to be? I'm like, my hiatus movie's, you know, on a beach in Maine, right? It's called The Beach in Maine. But eventually I was, all of a sudden I had this panic when they, like, around season 7. I was like, man, I need to, like, it's only, I got to go to the gym, right? I need to remind, I'm a freelancer. I never played one role for 7 years.
Right.
It's unnatural, right? And so I just let my agents know that I would, you know, maybe be, you know, and this is the first thing that I was sent. And
The Bear was the first thing you were sent when you became open to getting some other ideas.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And what was especially magical about it is that it's shot also in Chicago. Not just in Chicago, but on the same frickin' lot.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And so you must have the Chicago accent down pat just because of that alone, right?
You know, without knowing it, I think I'd been absorbing it. You know,
right?
The wonderful guys that drive us to work. You know, they come from a lot of these neighborhoods. Become my good friends. Mm-hmm. And you know, I'm a talker, and we talk going to work and coming back, and I think I just sort of, you know, I must have absorbed it somehow.
It just feels when I'm watching you play Uncle Jimmy in this, Oliver, that it just rolls off the tongue. That the way it's written, it's something that you can get right away, and then add your own special twist to it. It's the way it feels like to me when I'm watching it at home.
I mean, you know, it's. I always say it's just the writing.
Yes.
But the amazing thing about Chris, I remember the first time I called him to say hello, because I didn't want to just show up on the set without having even said hello to the guy.
Chris Storer.
So I called him up and I sort of just say, hey man, how you doing? And I don't know, I kind of maybe manufactured a question about a speech that I had or something, and I was like, hey, you know, I wanted to ask you about the, you know, goes, oh, hey, dude, can we swear on this show?
Go ahead.
He said, say whatever the fuck you want. I'm like, what? I'm like, I said, I can say what's written too, right? If I want, right? You know, I mean, he really understands the kind of fluidity of the medium, and he encourages, he loves it when people mess around, you know, and it's just ironic because a lot of the time you're not being encouraged to mess around with stuff that you wish you could.
Sure, exactly. And again, your character is just funny. I mean, just funny without intending to be funny, but intentionally trying to be funny. It's really just great to watch you do your work for this show that is serious and funny at the same time. It is beautiful. It moves you.
So moving. I mean,
and
he sucker punches you. You know what I mean? All the time.
Yes.
Sucker punches you.
Like I said, I'm clearly, you know, wearing this T-shirt, a huge fan of the Bear, and you in it. And this is awesome that you're out here and you get to take some time to come down here.
You're so kind. You really are,
brother.
I appreciate it.
Oh, awesome. And anything you want we should know about season 3 at all?
You know,
you're under wraps.
Okay.
I mean, it's out.
They got you. Well, right. But I mean, let's.
Okay, it's streaming.
I'm literally terrified, like, that the FX death drone is going to come here and, like, inject me with some sort of serum if I say the wrong thing.
We don't need that then?
Yeah, so let's just keep it. Let's just. I got a big day ahead of me. I don't need no drone injecting me right now.
What's the future of it? How many more seasons do you think we got here for the Bear? If you had to guess, what do you think?
You know, I think that literally. I happen to know the answer to that question. I'm too terrified to tell you.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is there a finite end date? Do we know?
Don't know.
Oh, my goodness. All right, Chef. I appreciate that.
Maybe. Don't know.
I look forward to it. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.